to earth. This is not the way that people in a professional capacity conduct board meetings. This is not the way that it should be done, and you all know it. And for whatever reason, you continue this charade. I think that you all need to resign.
You've proven to the public and to the city council that you cannot hold a position of authority without abusing it, without calling in outside help from the police and from the Arcata Eye to further this mockery. I mean, this is worse than Saturday morning cartoons. Do us all a favor and just put an end to it. Bye.
I'm kind of disappointed Kevin wasn't here today, because I was looking forward to further biased reporting from the king of sleaze in Arcata. And I guess I have to be impressed. I mean, in the latest paper, I guess I should feel some affinity for you now, since you've been joined in the smear fest that is I's coverage of ACAT and ACAT-related issues. I believe this is the same man who was fired from CAMA just recently for bias reporting in the city council. How do we know he was biased in the city council? Maybe it was when his name appeared in an endorsement flyer for Connie Stewart. It's been clear for a long time now that he's had the hit out on Sidney and Doug Munguia, especially Doug Munguia. In fact, it was Kevin Hoover one fine morning who decided to show me copies of a police report he had no business having concerning Doug Munguia, concerning something that had nothing to do with ACAT. A group of criminals who swoop in here, violate the Brown Act, violate state law, violate their own bylaws, violate their own rules and procedures, take over in the shrinking little, group of survivors. I think Alice's quip last time was well suited. And what did they do? They fight over the scraps of what remains of a once proud public access television organization. And please resign, I beg you. No, here, I'm on my knees. Resign, resign, resign.
It seems you've been busy in the lawyer's office, and you haven't been busy, obviously, doing the business of ACAT. There are 4 people sitting at this table. There are supposed to be 9 people on this board of directors. You have had openings on the board of directors since February. That's well over 8 months. Seats have been vacant on this board. Where are the applications for board membership, and why aren't you filling these empty board seats? It's really sad that Roland Yartsoff is living in such a sea of denial that you can't recognize yourself, Roland, how you have destroyed this organization. You've driven everyone off. You've driven new programming off. You even drove the city off. The city bailed not on ACAT, but they bailed on you. What is wrong with Michael Stowell, and what is wrong with Joan Tempest, and what is wrong with Mel Hunt, that they support you? And just in closing, if you really believe that a restraining order is going to hold down the likes of Doug Munguia, you are sadly mistaken.
Don Filbert, City of Arcata, calling in. As I recall, Mr. Yartsoff, you aren't even elected to the seat you're sitting in, that you arrogated it to yourself after last year. I'm wondering what you're doing sitting there myself. I also wonder how you do without that beard. I think you've taken on a bit of the Rasputin.
Will any other board member care to respond to anything that's been said during oral communications?
Of course not.
I'd like a review. Alice Krause said she doesn't like us. Rizzo said he doesn't like us either. Charles Douglas and Mrs. Kevin Hoover. Sidney Munguia thinks we should have more board members. And Don Filbert thinks Roland wasn't elected. As a matter of fact, Roland was elected by the board.
Not this year.
No, he wasn't.
I would thank you not to interrupt me.
You should write for the eye,
Oh, thank you. To shut
or I'll ask
the record doesn't show that Roland Yartsoff was elected at your annual meeting or the meeting following.
Or any meeting since.
Or any meeting since.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, good. Well, he's made a motion. Is there a second to the motion?
I'm not finished with this
editorial.
He deserves to be applied. And I want to say that if people are unfamiliar with this board's bylaws, they are available to the public. And I would appreciate it if you would educate yourselves before you go about making all these false statements.
Your own board's unfamiliar with your bylaws.
Thank you.